Well, we have discussed so far what are the kinds of uh, the approach which is normally being seen in the context of human ecology, ecological anthropology, and how they try to represent and make sense of uh, human interactions with their environment. Uh, in this lecture, we're going to see something slightly different from what we have been discussed in the previous lectures, and we'll try to locate and understand how uh, nature and culture is being perceived in the domain of academia, and more importantly, why nature and culture is uh, closely examined by many of the anthropologists. And we'll be looking at some of the works of the French anthropologists like Levi-Strauss, and also the critique which is given by Stratton. And for long, this nature and culture, these two concepts has been a contested concept, and which is also closely examined by Latour. But I won't be touching on that aspect of what Latour has argued or looked at. But one thing is very clear and evident, that how modernity in essence also has posed a threat, or if not has reconceptualized the idea of what nature is. And in the modern development context, nature in essence is seen to be something different from what it used to be in the earlier times. So therefore, it is important to look at what nature and culture is and how it is being perceived across different perspectives. Now, before going on to the understanding or the debate which evolved around nature and culture, let us familiarize ourselves with some of the basic concepts of why nature and culture is seen to seem to refer different things. And most often time, this divide which exists between the two is also because of a theoretical foundation which is formed in the context of the discipline of anthropology, because earlier many of the anthropologists in fact attempts to bring a theoretical insight from the perceived differences between these two, that is between nature and culture. Now, what then is nature? Nature in the very general and broader sense is the natural, physical or material world or universe. And also nature can be referred to the phenomena of physical world and also to the life in general. Now, this study of nature is in fact large part of science. Science, the natural science normally tends to engage in studying or looking at nature in a more close aspect. Now, what then is culture? I have partly explained the conceptual definitions of culture in some of the lectures in the previous slides. Now, but then to familiarize ourselves and to engage in more in-depth understanding, we'll just quickly look at what culture is and what it means to a community. A culture in essence is a way of life of a group of people. Now, what is this way of life of a group of people? It consists the behavior, beliefs, values, symbols that are accepted by other members of the community. And this sort of practices, that is the behavior, belief, values and symbols, are passed on from one generation to another, which is usually handed down orally. It is communicated orally, and it is more or less based on a kind of imitation, what is being sort of learned as a part of a socialization process. And also, culture can be defined as how a group of people identify them as separate from other cultural groups, and also how they tend to sort of group themselves or form some kind of an association rather, or associate, or that communitarian feelings of a people is being formed in this context. Now, what are these traits of differentiating one group from the other? There can be certain traits like language, dress, and also ritualistic practices, or maybe ceremonies, depending on the kind of what one celebrates. And also there are traditions of this storytelling that is usually being handed down from the period of the ancestors. Now, these are something which also the cultural trait which defined a group of people in trying to make sense of what they actually are. And we can, in a sense, use the term called cultural identity in trying to explain this. And also, culture is partly a symbolic communication, because in symbolic communication there can be verbal and non-verbal, there can be gestures, and also there can be sort of objects which are being used in order to communicate. Now, Levi-Strauss talks about the use of this metaphor. Now, how this metaphor is being decoded or understood by the person to whom that message is being conveyed. Now, this sort of metaphor which is being used in a particular community or society could only be understood if it has to be understood in that particular context. The meaning has to be decoded in that particular context. Therefore, in order to have a symbolic, effective symbolic communication, or to have an effective understanding, it is important to understand things in its very context. Now, moving on, what is this nature and culture divide, or what is the difference between nature and culture? Now, nature and culture for quite long, or if not, have been seen as an opposite ideas, and what actually belongs to nature cannot be the result of human intervention, or in other words, human cannot really afford to understand or intervene in the context of what belongs to nature. And on the other hand, this sort of cultural development is seen to be achieved against nature. Now, for instance, the kind of development which we all normally talked about, or maybe let's say civilization, is seen to be something opposing to what nature is, because some way or the other we will be engaged in bringing destruction, if not harmful effect to nature. Therefore, any kind of move, for example, cultural development or maybe any kind of economic development is seen to be achieved generally as against nature. Now, if one tries to look at the kind of evolutionary development of humans, now in this aspect, the evolutionary development of humans, it suggests that culture is seen as part and parcel of the ecological niche within which our species thrive, that is the human or maybe other species, thus rendering in a way culture as an important place in the biological development of species. Now, why is this? What is this ecological niche, and why is ecological niche important for a human to thrive, or if human to sort of exist as part of this biological development of species? Now, as we had earlier discussed, sort of the evolutionary perspective which were developed by Charles Darwin, Herbert Spencer, so and so, we have sort of witnessed the kind of development which is seen in the context of human society from simple to a more modernized, if not a complex form. Now, similarly, why is this possible, or if not, what is the kind of impact which is usually seen in the context of culture in an ecological niche? Now, what is this ecological niche, and why is culture seen as part of this? Because the ecological niche is the environment or the habitat, the geographical space where we humans in essence exist. Now, to put precisely or in a more apt manner, we can say that in the environmental determinism, we had discussed how the environment in essence determined human to a large extent, or maybe the kind of culture, the economic aspect, everything is in a sense being determined by the environment. Now, going by that, to some extent, we human also is pretty much influenced by the geographical space or the ecological niche where we belong to. And as I give an example here, as the snails carries their cell along, we all human also bring along our culture. Now, in the place where we sort of reside. Now, there will be a long sort of history of engaging upon how this culture developed, but then the idea is to look at the continuity and change of culture. By saying so, we do not mean to say that culture is static, but there is a continuity in change in every aspect of culture, that it may be the behavior, the kind of beliefs, and then so on and so forth. Therefore, this cultural transmission is also known or seen to be horizontal, that is among the individuals within the same generations, or also it can be among the individuals belonging to different populations. So, this transmission of culture is taking place in a more horizontal manner. Now, what is this cultural environment? A cultural environment again is a set of beliefs and practices, customs, behaviors that are found to be common to every individual that is living within a certain population, within a certain ecological niche again. Now, the cultural environment in essence shapes the way how an individual develop. It also influences the ideologies and personalities of those members of the society. Now, again, what is this meaning and nature of culture? It's not nature and culture, but the nature of what culture is. Culture is an aggregate of the learned beliefs, attitude, values, norms, and customs of a society or group of people shared by them and transmitted from generation to generation within that society. And also, as I said, culture is not static and it changes with time. Then what is the meaning of social culture? Similarly, it is again the kind of beliefs and customs or practices and behavior that exists within a population, and it also includes an examination of the socio-cultural environment prior to entering their target markets. Now, we generally talks about the kind of socio-cultural practices which is normally being seen in the context of different human communities, and what is this socio-cultural practices and what does it include? In general parlance, it is also seen to be in regard to the traditional and customary practices of a particular ethnic or other cultural group. Now, in a broader sense, this term can apply to any person manifesting any aspect of any culture at any time. Now, as I said, culture is also symbolic communication. And what is the meaning of symbols in culture? Human cultures use symbols since sort of the beginning of human society as they move on and developed. And even in the simplest society, they use these symbols. Why? Because to express certain specific ideologies and the kind of social structures, and also to represent aspects of their specific culture. Now, symbols in a sense carries different meanings that depend upon one's cultural background. And in other words, the meaning of symbol is not inherent in the symbol itself, but is culturally learned. Now, therefore, a symbol cannot be something which is observed and understood by an outsider without really knowing the culture background of those communities. Now, for example, if I may give sort of an explanation further of agriculture practices which usually happened in agriculture. There are also cultural methods which involve in these agriculture practices to enhance the crop and livestock's health and prevent with pest problems without the use of chemical substances. Now, these cultural methods can be different, and I won't go in deep detail at this point of time. Now, we are coming to the main point, that is how these dialectics, if not the contested ideas which exist between this nature and culture, is to be understood, or what is the relationship between nature and culture, and why is there so much increasing attention, if not in academia, to try to sort of understand. And for this particular course, how has, in a sense, the anthropologists theorized this relationship between nature and culture, and why has nature or culture been such a central and contested conceptual pair in the discipline? Why is it given so much importance? And the relationship between nature and culture has been a common and contested theme in the discipline due to the argument of as to whether the nature-culture dichotomy is given universal or a constructed reality relative to one's own culture. Now, this is perhaps one of the starting point of why this nature culture is given so much importance, or the dichotomy is given so much importance. Now, looking at the works of Susan Ortner. Now, what Susan Ortner observed is that much of the creativity of this anthropology derived from the tension between the demands for explanation of human universals on the one hand and cultural particulars on the other. Now, this sort of the universal and the particulars is sort of being responsible for this kind of the tension which arises, and normally, and this sort of attempts to explain, in a sense, Susan tries to posit in order to make sense or the starting point of what nature and culture debate is. Now, how does the anthropologist perceive the difference between nature and culture? And we'll try to, as I said, we'll try to look at some of the works of Levi-Strauss, a French anthropologist, and he actually published his work on the savage mind, wherein he tries to look at the sort of dichotomy between a concrete science and the science of primitive people or the primitive society. And it is a very interesting work, and then he follows the structural functionalist perspective, or more of a structuralist. Levi-Strauss today is seen to be following more of a structuralist in his structuralism, in his explanation of different societies and communities. Now, Levi-Strauss was quite firm when he argued the sort of divide which exists between nature and culture. Only true models, where I quote, only two true models of concrete diversity, one on the plane of nature, namely that of the diversity of species, that is the diverseness of species, and on the other hand, that is the cultural plane, which provided by the diversity of functions. Now, this sort of things which he looked at, one is the functions, and on the other hand is the species. Now, which he tries to look at, that is he tried to begin with the argument of dividing between what nature and culture is. Now, according to Levi-Strauss, again, the sort of symmetry postulated between this nature and culture involve the assimilation of natural species on the cultural plane. Now, how is this to be looked at then? How is this natural species to be assimilated on the cultural plane? And then who is and what is this natural species he is referring to? In his work, as I said, in the savage mind, reflects that the discipline expansion of nature culture debate way back in the 60s and 70s include the idea that women could be sort of symbolized as nature and men as culture. Now, in a sense, we can see this as a more of essentialist approach to understanding of nature and culture, or if not, the gender divide between men and women. Now, what the essentialist school of thought talks about in trying to understand this gender division is because of their biological structure and biological responses.
human tends to, sort of hold a position if not the status is being accorded accordingly. Now, essentialism strongly talks about women as a weaker sex because of their sort of preconceived notion or ideas of what a woman should be, and sort of seem to be more of engaged in nurturing and caring, and therefore they are seen to be something which is inferior to men. Now, I'm just partly trying to throw back, reflect the ideas of what the school of this essentialism, if not essentialists, looked at this sort of division, because as which is rightly pointed out by Levi-Strauss when he talks about this, the expansion of this nature and culture way back in 60s and 70s, and wherein he tries to include the idea that women could be symbolized as nature and man as culture. Why? Because in a sense, women is equated with nature, and they are seen to be something which is being inferior or weak, wherein man is seen to be much more, which has an overriding power over nature, that is women. So that sort of essentialist idea is being reflected here. Now, by describing these women as sort of biological individuals was not adequate for Levi-Strauss, as he argued they were actually sort of a byproduct of the nature or natural products which are naturally procreated by sort of other biological individuals. Now, Levi-Strauss doesn't stop here. He continued with his comparison as women to objects, and also he tends to sort of differentiate them from goods and services, which he described as manufactured objects or operations performed by means of techniques, and manufactured objects, that is social products culturally manufactured by technical agents. Now, in a way, it is pretty clear that how women is sort of being compared to objects. Objects is something which is being molded and then created, if not manufactured, according to the kind of the requirement. And who is this technical agent then? It is in some way it is the man, who in a sense mastermind in trying to sort of engage in these sort of operations. Now, these natural products which are naturally procreated by other biological individuals, these other biological individuals again is the man. Now, before going here, I would like to sort of talk about the kind of, since we talk about objects and goods, I'll try to inject some ideas which we of course will deal with it in a later part of the discussion when we talk about this environmental ethics. There is sort of a school of thought again which belongs to the eco-feminist, and within this eco-feminist there is a division which are pretty much more inclined to the Marxist eco-feminist, and this the eco-feminist which subscribes to the Marxist understanding of the economic production again tends to come up with an idea, if not an argument, that women is usually being doubly exploited by men, or if not in general. How? Because when they give an example about the agricultural community, usually apart from the agricultural activity, women also engage in some additional household, if not the domestic chores, like cooking, caring, nurturing, but which in a sense remained unaccounted. And similarly, she in a way sort of do the kind of work in same with her counterparts, that is the man. Now, therefore, but that's sort of when the agriculture productivity is being sort of looked at, the kind of ownership which is being attributed. Now, the women doesn't really have sort of a say, and that sense of ownership is not being given. Now, over here, that sort of alienation which Marx talks about in the context of the industrial society, wherein the workers has given their sort of heart and soul, if not much the best part of their life, but then at the end of the day, that sort of the final product when it is being produced is owned by the capitalists, and these factory workers in a sense are being sort of distanced or alienated from the products which they have produced. Now, similarly, the eco-feminists, if not the Marxist feminists, tends to see how women are being doubly exploited by men, and therefore this sort of objectification or measuring women as something as goods needs to also be looked at this sort of a different lens or in a different perspective, not just by what we have discussed in the context of what Levi-Strauss tries to make sense, or how, because it seems to me that this sort of objectification or differentiation which is being measured between men and women, if not nature and culture, seems to be still pretty much soft, but in a very radicalist way, if you put it, the kind of economic production which is being perceived by the feminists who are inclined to Marx, and also Marx himself in trying to understand the kind of exploitation and alienation which exists in the industry or the industrial society or capitalist society, perhaps seems to be sort of worthwhile for us to have a provoking thought in terms of this. Now, continuing what Strauss is, what he tries to look at is the principal differences which he sort of concluded is that one thing is derived from culture and the other from nature. And what Levi-Strauss writes of culture's sort of dominance over nature, that is how, in a sense, men dominate over women, and how this culture's dominance over nature, when he states that nature in a sense considers women as homogeneous, but culture asserts them all to be subject to the same type of beliefs and practices, because since in the eyes of culture they have this common feature that man has the power to control and increase them. Now, this sort of the patriarchal mentality or mindset, which in a sense is also to be challenged. Now, by saying so, we are not generalizing that this sort of idea or this intention of common feature that man has the power to control and increase them, that sort of perspective which is seen in the context of nature cannot be generalized between, again, there has to be a division in terms of what the northern countries perceive nature and the southern countries looked at nature. How they try to relate themselves with nature is different again. Now, this nature and culture debate, which I feel has also to be contextualized in the different culture, that is the Western culture and the non-Western culture. Now, many sort of scholars or works has been so far witnessed in trying to look at the differences between the North and South divide, and how the sort of the Western oriented capitalist ideas are different from the sort of the Oriental, that is the East. The Occidental and Oriental division or perception of not just nature, but how this belief, and when we talk about belief, it is also about this religion, the kind of practices which is being witnessed, and through these practices or belief, human tends to perceive nature in a different way. Now, mostly the Western culture is being sort of dominated by these Christian beliefs and ideas, and if you look at the works of like Lynn White, which I have time and again mentioned, in his work, wherein he says this Christian religion is solely responsible for the ecological crisis because of their anthropocentric ideas, that is looking at the sort of the dominance of man over nature, which is also pretty much applicable, wherein this where Strauss in a sense has argued about the culture's dominance over nature. Now, when we talk about culture, it is not just the sort of practices, but also the kind of perception, the belief, the set of things which we normally use it in terms of perceiving things. Now, this sort of anthropocentric ideas, which is pretty much embedded in the minds of those Western people, in a way is to be sort of seen as how they sort of looked at or perceived at nature, because they tend to sort of looked at nature as something which has to be tamed and exploited, and then wherein there's something which is profitable has to be squeezed out to sort of satisfy the needs of human. Now, this sort of dominance over nature is persistent in the minds of the Western culture. Now, by saying so, if you look at some of the religions in the South or East, like Buddhism, Hinduism, and then also even Jainism, or maybe if you take the context of in Japan, they have this religious beliefs of this Shintoism. Now, if you look at all these religions, they in a way sort of give a lot of respect or reverence to nature, and then they believe in the harmonious relationship between human and nature, or rather culture and nature. Now, and they in a sense establish sort of a biocentric ideas by contextualizing them in this sort of physical world. Now, this sort of dichotomy between anthropocentrism and biocentrism can also be brought in when we discuss about the nature culture dichotomy, and which is not just to be sort of generalized or universalized rather, but it has to be seen in the context of that particular cultural context, how this human community perceive nature. Therefore, this sort of homogeneity in terms of sort of branding the relation between nature and culture needs to be relooked and reoriented, or rather we need to really reassert the kind of relations between this nature and culture. Now, some of the sort of universal argument which is being available in the in academia, in essence, can be in the work of Sherry Ortner, wherein she wrote an essay, "Is female to male as nature is to culture." Now, this sort of a very apt, like catchy term, in essence, is mostly used by the feminists in trying to challenge, if not, or maybe trying to look at how women is seen as a subordinate or seen to be inferior to man, and similarly this applies to what nature is to culture. Now, interestingly, Sherry Ortner makes two observations here, that is in regards to the relationship between nature and culture. Firstly, she sees culture as an entity that has the ability to act upon and transform nature. That is, culture is pretty much instrumental in trying to shape and reshape nature. Now, this culture again is something which a human or a community sort of set of beliefs and ideas which they have over a period of time. Now, how do we see these changes or the sort of continuity of this set of ideas? This is something which is important again. And second, she also tries to equate the relationship of nature and culture to the universal devaluation of women. When we talk about devaluation of women, we are also trying to look at not just the nature-culture relationship, but the political economy which exists across the globe. Now, the so-called feminist movement, which sort of began in the West, if I may reflect, for us to have a deeper understanding, the first feminist movement began in the West, in the U.S., and the more demand was sort of a universal suffrage, that is the equal right to vote, because women were not counted as a full-fledged citizen and they were denied the voting rights. And therefore, there are different trends of this feminist movement again, and each time they come up with certain kind of sort of fighting for the rights of women. And in many of the Olympic and certain games and sports, women were being denied a place. But today, like more or less, there's sort of equality in terms of the representation. But in most cases, if you look at the political aspect, the head of the state or normally of a country is mostly manned, and you'll at least very few individual women which is taking part in politics today. Now, if you look at some of this data and the kind of understanding or the sort of issues which were being raised in terms of this idea of universalization of rights, most often time women tends to raise this or object this idea of this devaluation. Why is women being devalued, or why shouldn't they be given sort of an equal treatment like what men usually experience? Now, this sort of understanding, I feel that Sherry Ortner's argument is sort of slightly feminist in that aspect. And throughout her essay, Ortner repeatedly professes bold universals in discussing the sort of dichotomy, which one might argue are generalizations, such as the statement which she gave. In every known culture, woman is considered in some degree inferior to man. This sort of a patriarchal sort of mentality which exists in every society is to be seen as perhaps the being responsible also in terms of the static or firm dichotomy which exists between nature and culture. Now, in every known culture, woman is considered in some degree inferior to man. Now, what is this particular sort of line then? How do we make sense to it? And if women is considered in some degree inferior to man, now where does the women stand? And if women is to be equated with nature, we still sort of feel that nature is inferior to culture. And as long as this sort of inferiority or inequality existed, there can be no harmonious relationship in a sense, or sort of there won't be any universalizations of understanding. Now, therefore, this sort of argument which is being posited by Ortner in her essay is also to be contextualized and understand the manner in which things, that is nature, is being perceived across generations. And are we really allowing these sort of ideas or the ideologies which is spearheaded by mainly the male should be sort of carried forward? This is something which we need to ponder upon and look at. Now, also, as I said, Levi-Strauss in a sense follows the structuralist perspective, and when he theorized this structuralism, Ortner in a sense believes that nature and culture are both categories of human thought. Why? Because there is no place out in the real world where one could find some actual boundary between the two states or realms of beings. Why is this? Because this sort of boundaries, the differences between the real world and some of the understanding between these two things cannot be sort of categorized. And this human thought in a sense has also to be contextualized in this frame of reference, that is the structuralism. Now, Ortner in a sense primarily focuses on the universality of rituals, because an assertion in all human cultures of the sort of specifically human ability to act upon and move by the givens of this natural existence. That is human ability. Human has this capability to act and regulate rather than passively move with and be moved by the givens of natural existence. That is sort of a kind of challenges which is being spelled out by Ortner, because a single step or a simple move can make a huge differences. So this is something which she tries to look at by asserting sort of the human culture in terms of the capability of human to sort of act and regulate, and it has to be seen in that particular specific condition. Now, what does make this culture distinct? Why is culture to be seen as something pretty distinct and different? Now, Ortner again defines culture specifically as this process of transcendence, because transcendence in a sense, because by means of systems of thought and technology of the sort of natural givens of existence. Now, at some level, every culture incorporates this notion in the form or another, and if only through the performance of ritual as an assertion of the human ability to manipulate those givens. Now, this human have that capability to sort of manipulate all this what is being given to them. Now, therefore, the sort of system of thought on technology which has evolved over a period of time, in essence, has to be understood in these processes. And therefore, culture is something, as we said, which sort of evolve, and that makes culture so much special and then distinct from what nature is. Nature, in a sense, cannot evolve in itself, but rather culture can be. Therefore, as a result of this, culture is not only clearly distinct from nature in Ortner's view, but its ability to transform nature actually makes it superior. That is, by spelling out the real crux, if not the boundary which exists between nature and culture, and then maybe the superior position of culture, in a sense, makes it more interesting, because that culture has the potential to shape or if not transform nature. And therefore, if culture acts well and then have that sort of positive component, it has the ability to sort of carry alongside nature, and then that sort of kind of continuity which exists, that harmonious relationship which exists, can sort of continue. Now, but then oftentimes this culture dominates over nature, and according to Ortner, because it is identified nearly everywhere with man, who oftentimes occupy the higher positions to perform the task and rituals to create and sustain culture. Now, further, Ortner tries to understand and argues that the sort of universal devaluation of woman could be sort of explained by postulating the women which is seen as closer to nature, or perhaps this sort of closer to nature is sort of an imposition, or maybe rather because women are seen as inferior, which again, as I when I explained how the sort of feminist tries to attack the essentialist idea of this patriarchy, and wherein they are being seen to be soft, caring, and they are usually seen to be engaged in nurturing. Therefore, since these particular feminine traits are being given to women, are seen to be more close to nature than man, and man, in a sense, can be seen as more unequivocally occupying the high grounds of culture. That is, they are more superior, and then they have this capability of controlling, if not capturing, nature. Now, this sort of ideas, the universal devaluation of women, could be explained in this parlance. Now, this sort of understanding is pretty much being argued by Ortner, and also Ortner asserts that they are generally viewed as more symbolic of nature than man. That is, women are generally viewed as more symbolic of nature than man. Now, if you look at apart from this closer to nature, maybe if you contextualize it by giving the examples of the southern countries, like many of the third world countries, how women are closely associated or dependent on nature. Now, some of the works which is, if you look at the works of some feminists, they are trends which is normally sort of how women are mostly affected when there is some kind of environmental destruction or changes occur, because mostly they are dependent on their natural surroundings, like let's say water, forest, so on and so forth. Because why water? Because the sort of responsibilities of bringing this drinking water in a family again is the responsibility of women. Now, there are places where drought prone states where women actually walk miles to fetch a pot of water, and in those cases it is really a threat, if not more of a tedious task for a women, or if not a double burden for them, and which is usually unaccounted and then not really seen by the man, because they are seen to be more engaged into bringing the sort of bread to the family. And also the works of some scholars like Vandana Shiva, wherein she pointed out that women are more dependent on the neighboring forests, like collecting of those non-timber forest products like fruits and then various other edible items, and also these NTFPs, non-timber forest products, are being sold in the nearby market in order to earn some kind of extra incomes. So that sort of dependence, which is pretty much seen in the context of many southern countries, are to be highlighted and to looked at when we explain this, how women are seen to be closer to nature. But by saying so that women are close to nature, but one cannot really rationalize by saying that they are in a sense weaker, if not inferior to men. This is something which the misconceptions which evolve around. Now, this has to, in a sense, as Ortner has argued, should be sort of relooked at. Now, therefore, we have explained certain important points, and these several reasons are in a sense given because women's sort of direct bodily involvement with reproductions or with her assigned socialized roles leaves her within the confines of the subordinate domestic household. Now, this sort of branding, if not the position which women or the works which they engage upon into, in a sense, inevitably put her into these subordinate positions. And also Ortner clarifies that in reality, while examining a woman in a biological sense, she is not closer to nature at all than man, because since both are mortal beings with consciousness, as if man is immortal and woman is mortal. So this sort of understanding has to be relooked at. But when examining a woman as something less powerful, even non-existent role in cultures, ritual as her focus on child rearing tasks, she appears that way, because by being caring and nurturing doesn't mean that one is seen to be sort of soft and inferior. Rather, it can be seen otherwise, because that sort of strength and ability has to be sort of relooked and then re-examined. Now, women, according to Ortner, are sort of the primary agents of socialization for children, transforming them from a mere organism to culture human, teaching it manners and the sort of proper ways to behave in order to be a bona fide member of the culture. Now this sort of discourse which is sort of to be seen how women actually is responsible for grooming, and then perhaps she is the mothers usually is the first teacher for a child or a person before they really go into the formalist kind of education. Now therefore this has to be seen from that perspective. Now on that function alone, Ortner in a sense says that women should be seen as a symbol of culture just as equally as men. Now they should not be seen as something which is inferior to women. Now this sort of the dominant psychic modes of relating would incline her into enter into a more a relationship with the world that culture might see as being more like nature, immanent and embedded in things as given. Now Ortner finally makes her view on the how women should be viewed in nature culture divide, how women should be contextualized in this nature culture divide. She writes that both men and women develop her role of raising and socializing children in culture can be seen as active members of culture. Only then will women easily be seen as aligned with culture in culture's ongoing dialectic with nature. Therefore, one should give sort of a rightful position or a deserving position to women, and therefore they has to be contextualized in this divide between nature and culture. And finally the critics, which is again given by this Marilyn Stratton, and which noted that nature and culture have penetrated so deeply into the cultural analysis, and therefore the anthropologists are engaged into. We regard their opposition as something which is inevitable, that is natural. And in her essay again, the works No Nature, No Culture, the Hagen case, Stratton writes that nature and culture are two concepts that are highly relative, whose meaning comes from a specific ideology. And Stratton stated that there is no such thing as nature or culture, and there is no single meaning. No single meaning can in fact be given to nature or culture in Western thought. There is no consistent dichotomy, only a matrix of contrast. Now she continues by sort of trying to challenge or question how large the total assembly of all meanings sort of prescribed to the nature culture divide might be, that we must be able to identify in other culture to speak with confidence of their having such kind of notions. Now I finish here with the sort of the nature culture debate, and then we'll try to look in a more sort of anthropological understanding or perspective further in the next lecture, and these are some of the references for further readings. Thank you.